Okay, so here's a chart for Michael Mosley. Who?
Who?
Michael Mosley is the TV doctor.
Was
Was the TV doctor, yeah. He made loads of TV programs. He studied medicine. He didn't pursue the medicine route. He went into broadcasting. He got a job with the BBC back in 1987, which was a key time for him. What do you see about this chart? Now, we don't have the hour. Okay, and unfortunately, we don't have a blank in the hour that I can put that on. So you just have to ignore that the hour is there. So this is what we do know. So let's see what we can find out from that.
Okay, so water is untimely in March.
Completely untimely.
And we have a friendly parallel.
Yes, it does.
No root.
No root.
No
So
root.
the root is the key. So when did he get a root? He would have got, so he had a root here in the monkey. This is the current luck pillar, starting in 2022. That gives him a root. It also was proper wealth it came into at that time. He gave us the 5-8 diet, legendary diets he wrote books on. He did the recent keto diet and the 800 calorie diet, 800 diet, I think it was called. All international best-selling books, sold millions of them.
Yeah, he did the podcast for Just One More Thing, which you could fit into your day, which is very successful. That was, yeah, you just listen to the things. It's just one thing that you can introduce into your day to make a difference to your health.
That's great.
A healthy habit, but more.
Yes, yeah, for a good quality life. So how does someone like that die of apparently heat exposure? So what we're looking for is a root. And we have a root in his current luck pillar. Actually, his career started off 87, I think it was. That's Michael Mosley, for those that don't recognise it. He's not normally in his pajamas. 22nd of March 1957 to the 5th of June 2024, British television and radio journalist, producer, presenter and writer. He worked for the BBC from 1985 until his death. So 1985 was a big... From 1985 until his death, he presented television. Yeah, we did that. Early life and education, career. These are all the programs he did. Trust Me, I'm a Doctor. That was very well known. Jeremy Clarkson. I think he got an award for this as well. John Cleese he also worked with, which is someone we did earlier. So it was a key time for him because that's when he got his first root in his chart. So this was 1982, 10 years to 92. So it gives him support because it's yang metal. This is proper resources, but most importantly, the water gets a root. So what I want you to note here is the secret of his success. His success started when he came under this influence. That's when he got his root, the yin water that's inside the rat. Okay, so that was his anchor. That was his foundation on which he could prosper. And he would prosper during the rat or pig times, whenever he got a root, because this represents friendship. This is his intelligence. And this is resource. And this is what he controls. So he would control his emotions. So with water, very sensitive to other people's needs, emotions, feelings, but he would suppress his own emotions, and that can cause some health issues. So his story, his success began in 1987. And he was born in 57, so he was 30 years of age when his success began. So good things happen to him when he comes underneath that, under the influence of that luck pillar.
Because of the metal?
No.
Of the rat?
It's the rat. So the rat has water.
Okay.
If I show you here. There you go.
Oh,
See,
yes. Yeah.
yin water. Okay, this one doesn't have a slider. Well, it does have a slider, but it doesn't show me the hidden stems inside this branch.
Mhm.
So I could use this one. So I just want to put it back. So in fact, it doesn't matter what that is. But here it's going to be confusing. We'll think it's solid. When in fact, we don't know what this part is.
Mhm.
That was the start of his broadcasting life. He joined the BBC. Huge amounts of programs. He started writing, because writing, as we saw with Richard Osman earlier, is a water element. Richard Osman excelled in that because he had so much water. He doesn't have that much water. He has a friendly parallel, so that suggests that he wrote with someone else. Broadcasting can be considered as water, but more radio rather than visual. Visual is more fire, but the water is what you listen to, ears, hearing. So that's when everything started for him. So that takes us up to 92. What happened to him after 92? 92 would have moved on to another luck pillar. You can tell whether his luck pillars are going forwards or backwards by looking at the year and seeing if he's yin or yang. So he's male, and his luck pillars are yin. So that means the luck pillars are going to go backwards. So he's also going to come across the pig next in 92. Also water.
He in 1994 he got an award,
There it is.
and then in 1995 he was named the medical journalist of the year.
Right. So
And then-
glory.
Mm.
So interestingly, how does that happen? We have yin earth here, which represents his power. That power is also recognition. So he gets a root and he gets recognized for his efforts. So that's awards and notoriety, power, influencing people. And he influenced a huge amount of people, not just in the UK.
Yeah, he's just won loads of awards. 1996 got another one. 2002 he was nominated for an Emmy Award.
There you go. So that would have been before this luck pillar started, because from 2002 he comes into the next luck pillar, which is here, and this is that's interesting.
So because after 2002 he didn't get one for ages.
So this was a good time. So there's 20 years of awards from starting off in that luck pillar, and then I think he started off in 85, didn't we say? And then in 2002 he's had loads of awards, which is great. When we come into this one, this represents this is a combination. This yang earth is the 5th stem, and yin water is the 10th stem. So this is a 5-10, but they're not adjacent to each other. But this represents proper power. But there's no root. And because we don't know what the hour is, maybe he's got a root in there that we can't tell, but we don't know what that is. But so what happened? So he didn't get any more awards because he came out of that phase.
So his next one then was in 2017.
So if we move forward to that then, so hardly anything there. The dog and the rabbit makes fire. That's a combination. The dog with the monkey and the rooster in its chart makes metal. That gives him some support. Then we come into that's 2012. So this would have been. This is a major clash. This is a top-down clash. This pillar is known as the pillar of life. So we have a life pillar. It's not the same thing. But when you clash the life pillar, this is your represents your parents and your mother. And you remember we call this little fate, because that's where you are when you're born until you come into your own independency from your own luck pillars. So it's also known as the pillar of life because of that, because when you're born, that's the influence that you come under, which represents your parents. When you clash this, as this does, yeah, so this yin fire rooster is a direct top-down complete clash of the water rabbit. This is known as the pillar of death. So that's when he should have had this strange disappearance, but he didn't. So I don't know if he had any illness or whatever during that time.
Well, it doesn't say. Oh, chronic insomnia in 2019 he said that he had that. But that was it. That's it. There's not a huge amount. There's all these like accolades that he's done.
But not in that period, or was there?
Tell
So-
me the
2012 to 2022.
yeah, he's not had awards, but he's been on TV.
He has,
films,
yeah,
series, documentaries.
yeah, quite a few programs. So interestingly, this fire represents performance rather than producing kind of background tech. Water represents writing. This represents performing. So did he do his first TV program at this time? Like in front of the camera rather than behind the camera?
2007. It doesn't tell you anything about it, but that's the first title we've got here.
Okay, well, interestingly, this would have been from 2007 onwards when he came under the dog. The dog connects with the rabbit to make a fire influence. That fire represents performance.
He
Yeah.
was diagnosed with diabetes in 2012.
Okay.
Oh, cool. That doesn't say that online.
I was just Googling his health problems.
I'm noticing your talent, Sarah.
Yeah, I know.
He had the early signs of fatty liver disease as well at some point.
I think he wrote a book about that, didn't he?
Probably. That's
Yeah.
what he's spurred him on to do his individual things, his own health.
Yes.
Yeah, because after his chronic insomnia, he wrote a book called Fast Asleep. He's just like an obsessive worker, sounds like.
But where's the energy coming from?
Does he need like is it because he's got a lot of wood in his chart? He doesn't.
So he's got this is wood. That's all he's got. But it is the strongest part of his chart.
Yeah.
So as all we can see, he's got a friendly parallel. That means he works very closely with someone else. This represents his output, which is the strongest element in the chart, and it's clashed with the rooster, which means it can be controversial. So he was leading a kind of homeopathic, wasn't it? Kind of more natural way of health rather than chemicals, pharmaceuticals. So
how can you tell what he died of there then?
Well,
Yeah,
that's it. I'm just going to come to that.
Oh.
So I just want to exhaust all of his, summarize his whole life. So then we come up to the current time. So we came into this period here when we've got a root. So we got the monkey here. The monkey and the rooster forms a semi-trine. So it's probably the strongest he's been. That's all supporting his day stem. And he's got a minor root. This is stage 1 for water, which perhaps could be new beginnings for him. He also has this fire, which is wealth and something he's controlling. Okay, so he's in charge, root and wealth. So he should be doing really well. This is easy money here. This is wealth he has to work harder for. So if we come up to June, there we go. So first thing to notice is that he's got metal here, which gives him energy. He's also got the horse, which is
Is that fire?
it's fire, which is more wealth, and that connects with the snake. And it was the 5th of June that he was found, and he died. They didn't find him until the 9th of June. And they worked out from the body that he had died 4 days previously. They estimate the time of death to be 4 o'clock. So what I want you to notice here is that the 5th of June is what kind of day?
You have water with the rat, or
Yeah. You remember the luck pillar that he came into when his success started? That was a metal rat too, wasn't it?
mm.
Yeah. So we know good things happened to him on a metal rat day. We saw that he went through what's called death pillars from 2012 to 2022, survived that. So how did he suddenly die in here when he's got success on that day? How did that happen?
His luck ran out.
But it should have been fresh, because this is one of the best times he's got, because he gets his root again. So this is the emergence of the of this yin water. So this should have been an auspicious day, because it supports his day stem. It also means affluence, prosperity. He went for a walk at lunchtime. See, there you
Also,
go.
that
So
was the last thing.
you on that day, yeah. So he was around in the morning.
Right.
But you know, if you've got a health expert, why would you go for a walk at midday in tropical sun?
Yeah, the hottest
Right.
part of the day, and they're having a heat wave.
Exactly.
And over rocks, like it's not a nice place to walk.
Right. So does that make any kind of sense?
No.
Particularly when we look at it from a Chinese astrology perspective, this is actually a good day. You know, if he wanted to, I've just put it out there, but if he wanted to make a major change in his life, that was the day to do it. I'm not talking about transition. I'm not talking about loss. I'm talking about gaining.
Yeah.
So what did he gain?
Maybe he committed suicide.
Why would you do that on a day when you're feeling really positive?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't feeling positive.
Well, no, he would do, because look what happened in that time when he got this in the 10-year luck pillar. That was a major transformation for him in his life, because he got a root. He didn't have that before.
Right.
So I think only good things could have happened on this day. He was found on the 9th. So if we scoot forward to the 9th, we come to the dragon. And the dragon is known as the tomb of water. So it's interesting that his body was found on the 9th. He's also a dragon year. So water is said to go into the tomb in the dragon year. It doesn't mean that it's lost. In fact, the dragon actually has a root. And the dragon and the monkey is a semi-water trine. So this should actually be a good day for him. And
So
Yang, go on.
So that would kind of suggest if the day is going to be such a great day for him, there are probably nefarious things happening behind the scenes.
So it doesn't make sense to me. I don't think we have all the information. This is suggesting that something else happened. We don't see death here. I told you what death looked like. I showed it to you. It was a complete clash with the month pillar.
From the luck pillar.
So death for him looks like a fire rooster. That's the opposite of water rabbit. The opposite of yin water is yin fire, which is what we have there. In fact, they're there, that year. So this is a clash between there. But we saw that in 2017 or 2012, he came into the exact replica of this, the yin fire rooster. Was it? If I go back there, look. Yeah, yin fire rooster. But that particular moment in time, that 10 years in time, when it really activates everything. So that's when he should have disappeared, but he didn't. But he did do strangely in the on the 5th of June.
He didn't take his phone with him or anything, which is a bit strange when you're in a foreign country and you're going for an adventure.
Exactly.
So that's really annoying now, Alan, because you've given us a conundrum and I thought you had the answer and now you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what I think is that what we're given is not the answer. I think there's more information that we don't have.
Yeah.
So I'm not purporting a conspiracy theory. I'm saying what we're hearing doesn't fit his Chinese astrology. And we saw when his career was going to take off, we saw key points of his life, yet we can't see a reason for why he should die at that time.
You'll have to go public on this, Alan, and get the jungle drums beating.
I think the jury's still out. I think there's more information to come out about this. Maybe you'll get that on a video. That doesn't sound right to me.
I agree.
Not on a day when he's got prosperity. He should be
plus-
feeling on top of the world.
Yeah, plus, I mean, well-known people, or even, they send helicopters up, like, immediately, you know.
He should be running across the cliff like Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music.
Of course, yes.
The hills are alive.
Alive, yeah.
That's the kind of day you should have had.
Yeah.